Old School Bodybuilding Clothing Company. If leg day was yesterday and now you're wondering why toilets are so damn low, you are definitely old school. If you're the only athlete at your gym that knows there's a contest today and it's to see who trains the hardest, you are old school. OSBBC.com for the hardest training athletes.
I haven't seen the sun in a week and a half. Hey, look! It just came out! Hey, look at that!
I love it!
And we're back again for another exciting episode of After Hours. I am Dave Palumbo, alone in the studio today. Mr. G is not going to make it today, but we do have a great cast and crew. John Bravo back from, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Greg Valentino, John Romano, and our good friend, Mr. Rodriguez over there in, where are you now? What part of Florida are you in?
I'm still in Pensacola. I'll be officially in Miami September 20th.
Gotcha. Okay.
I got the relocation approved.
That's
so
awesome.
I'll be there in Miami.
Congratulations. Now, we lost a very good person we talked about last week on the show, Jerry Ward. And John, I know you were very upset, and I was busting your balls a little bit on the show, but there was no malicious intent, as you know. I hope you know. And I know you were very close to Jerry. Have you gotten any more information about what the cause of death was?
I haven't heard anything other than the fact that he had chest pains and he thought it was in his rib area for a couple days prior, and then when obviously they saw him in the hotel room, he was dead in the morning. So I'm assuming, but obviously we don't know 100% that it was heart failure.
Have you spoke to his wife since the incident?
I didn't speak to. I just sent her my regards. I didn't, and she liked my what I sent her, but she didn't respond. I didn't want to reach out too much more than just sending my regards, because obviously it's probably she's probably going through a really, really hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah. My girlfriend texts her, and she's just, she seems to be like, floating on. You know what I'm saying? She's, my girlfriend didn't ask her anything like what happened or any of that stuff. She just basically said, man, we're really sorry. And, and Aaron was like, look, it's okay. She seemed to be pretty good. She actually posted a picture on her Instagram of Jerry in an urn, that had that Freemason sign on it,
Oh, really?
So, and I read what she wrote and on there. And, so she wrote some really nice things, obviously, about Jerry. She's a really strong woman. I mean, although she is very attached, she was very attached to Jerry in that way. So it's going to be, sometimes the shock wave hits you later. You know what I mean? I had my girlfriend die when she was 26 years old.
Yeah.
And, right that, snap, same type thing. Today she's alive, you call the next day, cops call me, she's dead. So it's a very intense thing. And sometimes it hits you as things go on. Like when you're at the house and there's your shoes, there's your fucking girlfriend's shoes. Or in this case, there's Jerry collected sneakers. So there's Jerry's sneaker collection. What do? Do you throw that out? Oh, I can't throw that out. Those sneakers meant so much, what I mean? Different things like that. That's when shit really starts to hit you. When you go through the personal things. Oh, here's the ring you gave me. Or here's I remember Jerry and we did this. Here's the little thing that we bought down in Florida together. Right. So that it's when you start having to clean out the house or move out of that house because you can't, it reminds you of things, and I'm not saying that she's moving. I don't know. We didn't discuss that, but I'm just saying those are the kind of things. It's the shock waves start hitting you later on where you start really realizing. I remember my girlfriend, after she passed away a couple of days later, I saw a picture of somebody, you know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, I got to show this to Julissa. She's going to, and then it hits you. Holy shit. What am I talking about? She's not like, that's the craziest part is when somebody passes away that you love, whether, even if it's your parent, your uncle, whoever it is, is that when you start thinking, like sometimes you almost forget, like, oh my God, oh, Julius is gonna love this. Shit, you know what I mean? It's like a mind fuck. If you've ever had anybody you love pass away like that, it's and to know that you're never gonna be able to talk to them, never be able to see, and you there's their stuff right here. There's stuff, you know what I mean? Those are the sneakers you wore all the time. Do I throw those away? Do I donate them? What do I do? You know, for the longest time, I kept my girlfriend.
Who are you going to call?
Stuff.
You call Greg's girlfriend. She'll sell them on eBay.
Jimmy.
I'm gonna start fucking crying here in about 2 fucking
Hey,
minutes.
Jimmy.
Listen.
I came on the show to get happy.
Right,
I came on the show because I'm a little depressed myself. I had a fight with the fucking plumber yesterday, and here I am over here.
Yeah.
Jimmy, your mom is right there. All you gotta do is close your eyes.
I don't think Mr. G's ever had a better connection, John Romano, in his life, right?
Oh yeah, what's up? What's going on?
What'd you get, a new phone?
Listen,
Talking to
here's how it
NASA.
works. We have human eyes and they have heaven eyes. They can see us, but we can't see them. So if you close your eyes, I talk to my dad every day.
Hey, here's my mom, Georgie.
George,
Yeah.
turn your phone sideways.
Yeah.
What?
Turn your phone sideways.
It might screw everything up, John. I was afraid to say anything.
That's what I know. Everything is so good. I'm like thinking, if we can just get that. This will be like a pivotal show in
I'm going to show you one of my workouts at Walmart.
See, there it goes. I told you, you jinxed him, John.
I got to do it once.
George, you don't have to
Here's my
scream.
grandma, George.
Just turn your phone sideways.
All right.
Your grandmother looks like my grandmother, Jimmy. Holy mackerel.
That's
There you go.
that's my brother and me
There you
back
go.
in the day there.
How's
my
that?
grandma.
You look like my grandmother too. Holy shit!
Yeah, I think all
My
Italian
father's
old women
mother.
look the same. That's what the problem is. Greg, I meant to ask you. You mentioned something about was Jerry a Freemason?
Yes. Oh my God,
didn't know
was
that.
Jerry a Freemason?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really deep into being a Freemason.
Jimmy the Bull is a Freemason.
I know. I don't
no, Jimmy
understand.
quit.
I don't know what a Freemason really is. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
whole
I
thing.
never
understood that either. I
Jimmy
know
quit
it's
the
a secret
Freemasons.
society, but I never knew the
Attention.
details of it.
What?
Johnny Bravo, baby!
Well,
Elvis!
being that you guys are
Elvis,
talking about
baby.
shit here, look, here's my
That's
father.
not
and
what
my-
we're talking. It's not what we're
and my
talking about. We're talking about being a
My
Freemason.
gosh.
Jimmy, what's a Freemason, Jimmy? We were trying to find
Not
that out.
paying attention, Jimmy.
I am paying attention, John.
Then why aren't you answering the question about the Freemasons?
He quit. He already told us that
Freemason.
story.
It's a secret. They can't say nothing.
No,
he
but
quit.
Jimmy,
He quit. He never
Jimmy, Jerry
followed
was
up.
a
What do you want
Freemason.
to know about them? What do you want to know about the Freemasons? I tell you. What
Well,
do you want to
Jerry
know?
was a Freemason when he died. Even on his urn, his wife got an urn, and it has the Freemason symbol because she said he was very proud Freemason. I know that from talking to him, but I'm not sure what is a Freemason. Like, what is that?
Jimmy explained it before, but you can go ahead, Jimmy. Do it again.
It's a member of a major fraternal organization called Free and Accepted Masons, or ancient Free
It goes
and Accepted
back to
Masons that have certain
the
secret
Thomas
rituals.
Jefferson and those guys and Ben Franklin.
That's a Google thing, but I want to know, like,
I want to know
Jimmy,
from the Jimmy
what do you-
is an
like-
actual Freemason.
right?
See
what do
that,
you
John?
get-
Yes.
Okay.
You can't just pick one of those
It's
up
like-
at
it's
the
like-
bookstore.
It's like a fraternity, dude.
Yeah, but
Talks
what
about
kind of
how-
ritual?
All the
what kind of
richest,
rituals
most
are there?
powerful people belong
does
to the
that, what does that say
Freemasons.
right there?
It's like saying baseball is a game.
Brother
We know
James
that.
Palacia.
It's just, what is it? You know?
Yes, thank you.
You can never find
I'll tell you
out what
it
this
is. It's
thing
fucking
is.
evil. It's an evil organization. That's what the fuck it is.
I think that
Always
is.
want to it.
I think it's a lot like fucking Scientology, if you ask me, because it's
No,
so vague.
Scientology's different. That means you fucking aliens. Freemasons don't do that.
No, but listen, Rich,
Freemasons
they
don't
got
do
a
that.
church. They got a church inside, and if you ever go to one of the places, it's got a church with all different stained glass windows of all these different men's pictures. I don't know what the hell it is, man. I've been
Well,
trying
it's
to-
not. It's not a church. It's not a church. It's called the Lodge Room. Let's
Yes.
get it straight now.
So
how
how
did
did
it
It's a church,
fathers,
it's got an altar, it's got everything.
I think it's from
Really?
the founding fathers, though, right?
It doesn't
Jimmy?
have. It doesn't have the cross of Jesus though. It's got an
No
altar.
cross. Yeah, it looks like a
It
church
has-
without a
it
cross.
has-
Are they attached to the Knights Templar?
Yes.
So the Knights Templar, they used to work for the church years ago back in France. They started back in France, and what happened was they were like the original. Well, they weren't original, but they when the king of France started killing them because they got too powerful, they ran, they split, and they all hid, and they went in the ranks of the Freemasons. They hid in the Freemasons. That's what they did. So the Freemasons go back all the way back to Hiram Abiff. King Solomon. That's how far the Freemasons go back.
So what do you do? What's
So I tell you what it is. I'm probably gonna get killed for this, but so what happened is,
Can't say nothing.
so because they know where I live. Anyway, so make a long story short, the bottom of the barrel Freemasons, the master, the 3 degrees, the master Masons, they really don't know too much because they're just at the lodge and they drink and they have fundraisers and they make ID cards for children and they do all this charity stuff. That's what they do. It's a big organization. So, well, I'm in the toilet. I'm on the bottom too. So what happens is, as the ranks go up, you get into the 33 and all of that. There, that's when it starts getting. You start getting into the high level people, like bankers, politicians. I mean, they're everywhere. It's like that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, At the End of Days. They're embedded everywhere. Banking, politics, hospitals. They even got the Shrine.
Sports.
The Shrine is that's a huge Freemason hospital. You wouldn't even people don't even know about that. People don't even know about the Shrine is.
But Jimmy, how do you find
know
those?
what you wear? Do.
Yeah, the Shrine is where that cap with the little thing hanging the tassel.
Yeah, like Jackie.
Yeah.
Like
Ed
Norton and Jackie Gleason.
Yeah, they were probably Freemasons too. So I never forget one time I went to Manhattan one time when I first became. The reason why I joined wasn't because like I believe in God, I believe in Christ, but the reason why I joined because I'm a history buff and I love history. The pyramids, the way back, the Egyptian times. I mean, it goes far back. So that's why and then the history, the civilian. Yeah. Well, I got to tell you about the flat earth too with the Freemasons, bro. They know it's flat. So make a long story short, that's why I got involved. I wanted to be involved in history. So when I first got in there, we were going to different meetings, different lodges. We were meeting all kinds of guys, and they talked about the Civil War, and when Ben Franklin. Nobody knows this. Why did the French get involved in the American?
Franklin went over there, and got him involved. Huh? Ben Franklin went to France and got them.
Kind of like
why? How did Ben Franklin go to France and get help with the French? How?
He took a boat.
Same way Joe Biden is going to bring us into World War III.
No, Nancy Pelosi is going to bring us into World War. She's over in Taiwan.
She's already there.
She's already there. Right. She's already there. Right. So
we're going to shoot her out of the sky. Hurry up.
Well, she's already there. She landed already, so they're not going to shoot her.
No, she's going to leave. They're going to shoot her down when she leaves.
We'll see how much fucking balls China has. So anyway, make a long story short, Ben Franklin went to France and asked for help. Right? Because, if you ever saw the movie The Patriot, the French came later, to help the American colonies fight England because whatever cause England was trying to take over the American colonies. But so
they were trying to take over the world. England was trying to take over the whole world.
You have a terrible connection, George. I take back everything I said about your connection to the point where I'm almost ready to eliminate.
So before I lose my trend of thought,
all right, keep going, Jimmy.
You say to yourself, how did Ben Franklin go to France? Who the fuck is Ben Franklin? How did he go to fucking France and ask for help? How? I'll tell you how. He went to the fucking lodge in France because he was a Freemason. So he went to the lodge over in France and he asked for help for his brothers over here in the American colonies. And that's how it happened.
Wow.
So when you see the movie The Patriot and they're all together, they're talking about making a levy to go to war with England and all of that, and they were in the lodge room. You didn't even know that. They're because the guy's sitting in a chair with the other guys all in the chairs, and he's got the hammer, right? Because that's what they do with the lodge. They got the gavel, and he's saying, "Our first order of business is Colonel whatever the fuck his name was, right?" They were in the lodge, bro. That was a lodge.
Yeah.
Did you know that down in the Carolinas and all that there, if you were Freemason, when the English people came over here and they were making war and burning down barns left and right, if you had a Freemason symbol stamped in a piece of concrete on your where the fuck did George go?
You were boring him.
Yeah.
He's going to join the Freemasons.
You know why, Greg? Listen, we still don't know what the fuck it is.
he just
That's bullshit. We still don't know what the fucking Freemasons
Let him
is.
finish already. You guys
What-
keep
what
interrupting him. Let him finish. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Listen, they're everywhere, John. Even the astronauts were Freemasons. The first 3 assholes that went to the moon, supposedly, they were all Freemasons too. They took an oath.
But you think that's a hoax, though? You don't think they went to the moon?
It was absolutely a hoax. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, and they were all in on it because they got to keep their mouths shut You know, so naturally, you know, because they're all Freemasons, all in a buzz.
So, Jimmy, how is the American flag on the moon then?
It's not, bro. It's all bullshit. Come on, the American flag's on the moon. You should be able to take a P900. You should be able to take a Nikon P900 Nikon camera and zoom in on the moon. You can see when you at night when you look at the fucking moon, you can see craters. I could take a pair of binoculars and see shit on the fucking moon. You tell me if I had a powerful zoom camera that I couldn't see the fucking flag and the bullshit debris they left on the moon? Come on.
The images are online. Google it. It's already
Get
been done.
the fuck out of here. I don't care what fucking images are online, John.
No. He's probably saying
Whoa. So the only valid image is your image.
No, he's probably saying that it's photoshopped.
Right, yeah.
I'm having Tyler look it up
I heard
right
them
now.
say that every...
It's all
made up shit. We know this. We had 100 discussions.
I heard.
So let me tell you about the fuck. I'm getting like Dave's father lately.
Yeah.
I'm getting older, and I'm a grumpy fucking Italian. So I came home yesterday. I had to meet the plumber here because my main drain was clogged downstairs. You know, the main drain to the house that goes out to the pool. I called him up. I says I need a 3 o'clock. They made a 3 o'clock appointment. I come home. I'm waiting. 3:45. The guy shows up, right? And he's like an asshole. I said, well, you know, I look at my wife. I said, 3:45. What's going on? I got shit I got to do here, buddy. You say, I rushed here to get here at 3 o'clock, and you get here at 3:45. You come out of the van like you're just lollydolling around here. I said, come on, I got problems over here. So the fucking guy goes downstairs, and he walks across the apartment with the fucking mud on his fucking feet, bro. Mud. And I'm watching him track the fucking mud in my basement. I go downstairs. I go, yo, what are you doing here? I said, you got mud on your fucking tracking mud in my fucking house like that? He goes, well, I didn't know. You didn't know? I says, most professionals put booties on when I know people I used to put booties on when I used to go to my country. You walking on my rug? Look at the fucking mud. I says, get the fuck out of my head right now. Get your bag. Grab this tool bag. I threw it up the stairs. I threw it over. I says, get your shit and get the fuck out of my house right now. Fucking guy ran to his van. He fucking took off, right? So I called up the company. I said, I don't want to see that motherfucker ever back here again. They hung up on me, and now I got no fucking plumber. I got to find a new fucking plumber. They wouldn't even answer the phone.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Where's the respect? No, it ain't that, John. No, I gotta tell you, this world is fucking gone upside down, bro. Okay? The service sucks. You can't even speak. You can't even understand anybody. I went to Popeyes the other night. I ordered 4 pieces of chicken. I don't know what the fucking bitch is saying. I mean, you get everything. I went to Staples. I had to make a copy. I'm standing on line. There's 15 people online and 1 girl on the counter. Where's the help? Where's the? How come nobody's? What the fuck is going on here, bro? What?
John, you know what I want to know? Where the fuck did he get mud from when it's like 90 in the 90s here, dry?
No, yesterday was raining, Greg. It was raining.
Oh, it was raining down there?
Yeah, it was fucking muddy. I don't know. I guess his last job he was on, he had to trek through the mud, and the motherfucker never cleaned his fucking feet off. And he comes to my house and goes right over my rug.
See, Jimmy, if the earth was round, the fucking water would have ran off the earth like that, and it would have been
absolutely 100%, George.
Flat. Because it's flat, the water's
exactly.
there.
John Bravo, you're missing a lot of good material here. You could be filming all this.
And the mosquitoes, they're gonna get more mosquitoes because it's in the flat water.
Right. Yeah. If the earth was round, the water would have fucking
drip. It would drain.
And if you know, the fucking bugs wouldn't be able to sit in there because they would spill off.
Listen, I love you. I love you guys to death, man.
You know what else? All the snakes would uncoil because they couldn't stay wrapped up because of the.
I think Jimmy's got that plumber tied up in his basement.
Now
you ain't leaving.
You're not leaving.
You don't even realize, Jimmy, how lucky you were that you actually got a plumber to show up, and then the guy shows up, and then you piss him off. Now you know what?
I pissed him off.
Yeah, you got to.
How would you feel, John, if you got a beautiful house? All right, some plumber comes to your house from the prior job with mud on his feet, and you didn't know because you didn't pay attention, and you tell the guy, I got a problem with my toilet over there, right? So the fucking guy comes across your house, and he just trudges across your fucking. Oh, here we go.
There it is.
Yeah, what a bullshit shot that is.
No, that's
let me answer that for John Romano.
That's Photoshop.
That is Photoshop, man. Come on.
No, they're showing it. Look, there it is. Here. They got the shadow of the flag.
Let me answer that question for John Romano. John was going to say, who the fuck has carpet still in their house? Why do you have a wood floor?
Yeah, exactly.
You have paneling?
The funny thing is he
Look at
does
that-
floors
look
for
at
a
that-
living
look at
too,
that bullshit.
Greg.
Look at that Tyler, look at that lunar module. That thing looks like a kindergarten project. Foil paper, hanger,
Greg,
fucking
wallpaper.
look at that fucking piece of
Wallpaper,
shit.
giant wall.
Duct tape. Get the fuck out. Look at that piece of shit. Made it off the mothership and landed on the fucking moon. And then those assholes got back in there and took off. And this guy who was circling around the moon, I said this before, 3 days he's fucking going around the moon, didn't take one fucking picture. This motherfucker's flying around the moon for 3 days, and all of a sudden, they rendezvous somehow.
Why do you say
think it was
things
like
that
a
are
fucking Star Wars movie
Jimmy,
or something.
whoa.
Get the fuck.
Why-
Look at the
why do you-
background.
whoa,
Look at the background. Look at that bullshit.
Back up. Why do you lie like that? Why do you blatantly lie like that?
Lie? What the fuck am I lying about?
Totally lie. That
So what?
the astronaut in the capsule going around did not take any pictures. That's a blatant lie.
Oh, yeah?
Total lie.
Where are they, John?
Lie
Find the
is from
picture
the
of
first
the
letter
capsule.
to the last letter, and all the letters
I
in
don't give a
between
fuck how
that
many
thing
letters you got.
is
What
a
the
lie.
fuck? You got
Lie.
pictures of the dark side of the
Hollow
moon?
pictures
Did he
from
take the
Total
pictures
lie.
of the dark
From
side of the moon?
the orbiting.
I
Where's
got
the
that
picture?
album, Dark Side of the Moon. Let me tell you, I'm gonna side with Jimmy today. Did you notice that the moon was curved like this, like that? You see, it went like that. How small is that fucking moon?
It's like a bowling ball.
Yeah.
So Greg, so the other thing too, Greg, is like when they took that famous shot of Buzz Aldrin or whatever the fuck it was, he was standing there, and they took a picture of him from like a low shot, and the Earth was in the background. That was that famous shot, right? So you telling me, look at that fucking bullshit. Get the fuck
the
out
other
of
one,
here.
the other
Wait, is
one.
that
where it
wind-
showed
is that
before.
wind
No, the
blowing
one
on
with the
flag?
Earth. Get the one with the Earth in the background, Tyler. The guy's sitting there, standing there. The American flag's behind him, and the Earth is in the back, and it's like a little fucking tiny marble. Right? You ever see it?
Yeah, we're
Anyway,
gonna
that's
pull
like a famous picture. So my question is, I stand on the Earth, and I look at the moon sometimes when it rises up. It's gigantic. I see craters with the naked eye. I see everything, right? But somehow this asshole standing on the moon, and you can barely see the Earth. Looks like a fucking pea in the background. So if the moon's 235,000 miles from the Earth, and the Earth is fucking 6 times bigger than the moon, when you're standing on the moon, the Earth should fucking take up the whole sky. You should say, holy shit, look at the size of it. It should be huge. No, it's like got a little fucking dot in the back. Get the fuck out of here, please, with that bullshit. Nothing makes fucking sense with that shit. Nothing. It's all bullshit. They got you indoctrinated, just like the rest of these
the
cocksuckers.
photos that exist of the Earth.
Yeah, look at that.
being
Look at that.
Well,
Get
it's
the
only
fuck
it's only
outta
a
here.
half Earth
I see
because
the
the
curve of the
sun.
moon right there. You see?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, look, and there's the asshole fly. Who took that picture?
That's right. Who did
Where's
take
the
that
other
picture?
half of the Earth?
Where'd
Who
that
took
picture come from?
That's the lunar module heading down to the moon. What, the other jerk off flying by?
Oh, the guy, must have
picture?
taken it. Yeah, the guy must have taken it from the ship.
Please,
The guy
get
who
the
didn't
fuck
take
outta
any
here.
pictures took that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I
Wait,
know,
I
right? Yeah, right. I know. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah,
I'll
just
get
like
Jimmy
they when
going.
they took off and they took off for the moon, they jetted off and they were taking off. Somebody stood back there and filmed the fucking thing going up as they were leaving.
Jimmy,
Get the
it would be
fuck
so
outta
much
here.
better to have this debate with you if you knew what the fuck you were talking about.
No, it'd be a lot better if we had this debate if I was sitting in the fucking room right there with you. That
Why?
should be it.
You're still-
Because you're gonna feel the heat come off my body of the intensity of what the fuck I'm telling you.
You're
Yeah.
still
These guys
full
are
of
wrong. Look
shit.
at the guy at the chalkboard. That bullshit. That fucking crap he's doing there. Get the fuck out.
Is that Joe DiMaggio?
Fuck.
Says
shoved
you,
up your
says
ass.
you the mathematician.
Yeah, look at that crap. Look at that bullshit there. Look at
Wait, I wanna ask
they
you this
actually
question.
made look at that. Oh, that's a beautiful shot there. Wow, yeah, there's the
Wait,
moon.
I want to
Fucking
ask.
hey,
I
look
want
at
to ask
that.
Jimmy a question. Hey, Jimmy, if this was the Earth, and Lee Priest lives in Australia, which is somewhere right down here, wouldn't he be
Probably a
like,
little
hanging
lower
up-
than that,
You
right?
don't have a
Standing
globe under
upside
that
down?
desk of yours, Greg?
What's
Yeah.
that?
You don't
It
have a
would be.
globe under the desk of yours there?
It's
Look
glass.
at that equipment they have. The guy's carrying a box with a hose. What is that? A vacuum? What is he gonna do? Vacuum the fucking lunar module when he gets up there? First of all, the whole thing is bullshit, man. When they came back, they put him in their little contamination tank, and you see the 3 assholes looking out the little round window, and Nix is waving at him like that. Get the fuck out of here, please.
Dave, you ever hear the expression "humans mock what we don't understand"?
Yeah, of course.
There's the example, right?
Well, in this case, you're wrong, John.
No, you are so freaking.
Where did they
No,
blast
because
off
you
to?
never think about. The only time you think about this shit is when I'm talking about. Other than that, you don't think about this stuff.
I'm
So
seeing an
you had
awful lot of pictures,
research
Jimmy, that you claim
You
don't
have
exist.
nothing to look into and research and go over. You know, nobody does. So of course it sounds ridiculous to think that the Earth could be a fucking plane and the fucking moon landings were fucking total bullshit. 1969. Come on, are you fucking kidding me? Look at those pictures. They're probably out in Arizona some fucking way, these guys.
Yeah.
Look at that picture there. Now, you see that picture on the left there now? The sun is on the other side of that lunar module. All right, so you see the shadows behind the guy, right? So obviously the sun is on the other side, but this guy's all lit up. Now, I heard a scientist explain that away. The reason why this guy is lit up, all right, is because and they got an answer for everything, these motherfuckers. He said that the fucking soil on the Earth has metal properties. So when the sunlight hits the fucking, hits the fucking dirt, it lights up. And that's how the guy was lit up, because he was on the opposite side of the lunar module. The sun was on the opposite. And this motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. The fucking dust lights up. Are you fucking kidding me or what, bro? Come on. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Look. And where was the stars when these cocksuckers landed? The sky should have looked fucking awesome. There should have been stars and galaxies and fucking, who the hell knows, Martians, whatever the fuck you could see. You're off the Earth. There's no atmospheric interference. So you're standing on a moon.
Look at the Earth. You're getting a very small sliver of the Earth.
Fucking Earth.
It's bullshit. So you telling me, John?
So that was bullshit.
So you're telling me you're sailing the boat.
Wait. We gotta understand for the viewers. Okay.
Yeah.
This picture is bullshit, but when the Earth is little, that's real.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
The Earth is little. I said that was a bullshit shot when the Earth's little. That
moon shot with the Earth. It should be. You said because it should be big. So that shot was relevant to your argument, but the shot now we show you what the Earth is big, and that's bullshit. That's
a
the
fake
problem.
shot, John.
That's the problem.
That's a fake shot, John. You telling me if you were on a ship right now and you were sailing down to go see Lee, you wouldn't fucking know that your ship is going sideways down to fucking Australia? You wouldn't know. Now, the reason why you wouldn't know is because of gravity. So gravity is so powerful that only holds everything down to the Earth, including you. It also dupes your fucking mind because you don't know that you fucking go upside down. All right? You have an equilibrium in your fucking in your ear, right? That's what God put there.
How do you know which? Hold on.
If you're fucking sailing
sideways,
Jimmy. You're gonna fucking know you're sailing sideways, John.
Hold on. How do you know that Lee is on the bottom and we're not on the bottom? It's all relative to what you're looking at, right?
No, it's relevant to which way the toilet flushes when you.
Oh, that's a bullshit story. Please, with that fucking north and east, well, that toilet flushing bullshit. Please, come on.
So
look at the globe. Look at the globe. I'm basing it off. Lee lives in Australia.
So basically, everything that you don't agree with is bullshit.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, that's not true, bro.
The toilet flushing is bullshit.
That's bullshit.
The big picture of the Earth is bullshit, but the little one is
That's
good.
bullshit too.
The pictures of the stuff on the moon are bullshit.
Wait, I'm missing the point about the toilet flushing. What is that?
So when you're in the northern hemisphere,
can I ask you a question, Jimmy? Do the Freemasons own the moon? Who owns the moon?
Dave, nobody owns the moon. Nobody's ever been on the moon. The Freemasons know that we didn't land on the moon. They got it in the lodge. All right, it's all in the lodge, bro. Yeah. They know it's flat plane.
Where they sit around and drink.
Yeah. No, this is in the lodge room. They sit around and drink downstairs. I got the bar downstairs. Upstairs is the lodge room. That's where they got all the stuff. That's where everything's at. They know it's flat. It's not round. You can't curve water over the fuck. I told you this many times. You can't curve oceans over a ball. It's impossible. Water finds its own level. It's just the way nature is. You get water, it finds its own. You got to be out of your mind and think that oceans are bending over a fucking ball on the bottom of the. It's impossible. It's impossible. And the horizon always goes so no matter how high you go, the horizon always comes with you. You could be in a plane 5 fucking miles up in the sky and the horizon's still high level. How's that? If you're on a ball, and I sent you that video today, Dave. If you're on a ball, it curves over. I don't care how big the fucking ball is. You go up, the higher you go up, the horizon dips down because you're on a fucking ball. You're not on a.
So Jimmy, is the Earth flat and all the other planets round, or is everybody flat?
Everybody answers that question. So basically, what it is those stars and all of that, the wandering stars and the fixed stars.
No, the planets. Pluto,
yeah, up there, the
Mercury.
wandering star. That's what they're lights, bro. There's only pictures you see of So you get a high-powered telescope and you look at Jupiter and Saturn and all of that. You just see little lights, man. But NASA, they give you these fucking detailed fucking photos of these planets, man. only they have those pictures. Nobody else.
So the planets aren't real. They're not.
Nah.
real.
Lights. Somebody put the lights in the sky.
So Jimmy,
when I
what
look at a
causes this to
telescope
happen?
now and I look at Jupiter, I'm not looking at Jupiter.
Here
What
you're looking at
causes
some
this,
sort of a
Jimmy?
light.
Why
It looks just like Jupiter.
Why is this thing falling here?
So let me ask you another question, John. Most of those planets are gas planets, right? They're gas
Jupiter
planets.
is. Saturn
They are, right?
Right. Some of
Right.
them.
So we don't know how, we don't even know if you can land on something like that. I'm just saying. I don't believe it at all. But so supposedly it's a gas planet. You can't land on it. So how does gas?
Your answer to the question is
gravity. Gravity, Jimmy.
Are there other planets? I want to know if the other planets are spherical. And you're saying there's no other planets.
That's what he's saying.
There's just lights.
He's saying there are lights in the sky.
That's all they are.
And where do the lights come from?
So when you take a telescope and point it in the air and they're fucking planets, they're not fucking lights. What do you have to say?
They're lights.
No.
So let me ask you a question.
Lights.
If I had a flashlight that had a giant square, lens, right? And I went down the block, right, John? And I shined it. Could you tell if it's fucking square around that light?
What the fuck has that got to do with anything?
Yeah.
Oh, you're telling me the planet's are round. You're telling me everything's
All
round.
right, let me ask you this. I got a guy that lives about 4 doors down. It's got a giant fucking telescope on his deck. All right. One night I'm over there, we're having a beer with him, and he goes, "You want to see Jupiter?" And I go, because it was in the right spot. He sets this fucking thing up. He pushes the buttons. It goes like this, and then
it's
look
computerized.
through it, and there's fucking Jupiter. Looks just like the Jupiter in the fucking online in the textbook when I was in school. Jupiter with the fucking dot, the whole thing. All right. So you're telling me that I'm looking at a picture of Jupiter in a telescope and it's not real?
No, it's a light.
It's a light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put that light up there.
Where's that light come from?
Don't anybody ever change those?
This is what it goes. Back to this is what it goes back to creation and all of that. That's what a lot of people don't get because everybody's just stuck on the streets and their neighborhoods and pussy and money and cars and all that. So their mind never really elevates beyond that.
Well, what happened? What was going on before we had all that, Jimmy?
If your mindset is any indication of the direction people thinking about shit's going to go, it's a goddamn good thing nobody's fucking thinking.
John, you kill me, bro. So that's what the whole thing goes back to creation, right? The atmosphere is contained. So you have any kind of a gas or pressurized atmosphere has to be contained. You have to have a container, just like the oceans. You have to have some kind of a container. All right. So the atmosphere is contained. That's what we're in. All right. Beyond that, who knows what's out there? But there's nothing else. This is it. We're in it. It's enclosed.
So when you fart, the gas is no longer contained. That's not true. Where is that?
You don't.
When you fart, it comes out of your ass and it just blows around in the backyard.
But it's not
talking
contained
about
anymore. But it was contained when it was in you. So now it's out. It's not contained.
No, you don't throw gas. You emit light from your ass.
Oh.
Well,
you emit light. Based on his explanation, you emit light from your
So,
ass.
John, let's back that up a minute. You said you just blew a fart out of your ass, right? Let's back that up a minute. So the gas was contained a minute ago.
Right.
It was in your ass. It was in your body.
Exactly.
And then you blew it out of your ass.
Which
like you're doing right now, out of your mouth.
According to you, it should still be contained somehow because you got to contain
the
it.
gas is inside your body. It's contained. And now you blew it out of your ass, right?
Outside.
Hold on, John. I think I can solve this whole. John, I'm going to convince you. Hold on,
that doesn't
guys.
make sense to you.
Listen, when you blow a fart out of your ass, it don't go into a Coke bottle and somebody.
Listen, hold on.
You fucking you blew a fart.
Does anyone hear me, or am I just talking to myself?
You said that the gas planets are being contained. So, because the gas is on the outside. So I'm giving you an example of gas being on the outside, being uncontained. Now you're walking all over the fucking place to get away from answering the question.
place because you keep going all over the place. I'm trying to answer your
Hold
fucking
on,
questions. I was talking about the gas. I was talking about the gas.
Times.
I was talking about the gas plants. You let me finish, and right away you wanted to blow in farts, and your farts ain't contained. That's what you did. So of course I'm trying to follow you because you're all over the fucking
I'm
place.
trying to get you to explain shit that makes sense.
I'm trying to explain. You don't let me fucking
Jimmy
finish.
sent
I'm
me the
trying to tell you
perfect
about the gas
explanation.
plants.
Hold on. Jimmy sent me the perfect explanation. I'm going to put it up, the post, okay? Jimmy sent me this. This explains everything right here. Ready, John? This is evidence. Flat Earth.
Oh my God! I can't wait to see this. Oh yeah, here we go. Turn up the volume, dial it.
What the hell is that?
Well, it doesn't matter. You can just watch it. Watch it. It's the image. There it is.
Wow.
The evidence.
Wow.
They cracked the glass surrounding the Earth.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay.
I want to know what
all the planets then are just little holes drilled into the dome.
That's
right.
Well, at least you know it's a dome. You're getting somewhere, John. At least you're getting somewhere.
Dome, cover, lid, whatever you want to call it.
So this is a cartoon. I think this is The Simpsons. I'm not sure what cartoon this is.
No, it's Ed, and Eddie.
That was one of my favorite cartoons when my kids were growing up. Ed, and
So here you go. You know, once again, they put it in your face. They do it through cartoons and all this symbols and all that kind of stuff because they know it's the truth.
You don't think it was
they
a farce?
They do it through cartoons and stuff. That's what they do. Look, it's gonna come to light. Look, you could listen, John. I love you guys 100%. It's gonna come to light. I hope we live long enough to see the truth come out because it's gonna come out. Eventually, it's gonna come out. This is not just like me here. This is a world. I mean, this is a world's belief. I mean, there's people. It's growing too. The flat Earth. Matter of fact, I got to say something. There was a You farting, Dave?
What? Am I what?
Oh, I thought you were letting the fart loose because you leaned over.
No, I have a bad foot, so I got to readjust. I got to readjust every so often.
Gas out.
That's gasoline.
Yeah.
Dave, you got to come out with a product with gas. You got one?
Well, fiberlize, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gasoline.
Flatulence.
Yeah.
So what was they saying now? I lost my train of thought now because you leaned over there.
All right, let's change subject for a minute.
Go ahead.
I wanted to get Greg's take on this. Can you pull up that the synthol guy who died? Vladimir.
Vladimir.
Vladimir Zagato. He's 55 years old. He's the guy who pumped all that oil into his arms. South American guy, I think, from Brazil.
Which guy? There's like 100.
You know the one with the tits?
Yeah, the one with the tits. Yeah, Vladimir.
Vladimir.
Vladimir Zagato, his name is. Yeah.
Died?
Is he an Indian guy?
From Brazil?
Nah, from
Brazilian
Brazil.
guy.
Yeah, he's from Brazil.
He looks Indian, but he's Brazilian.
I think I've seen him. He's got skinny forearms.
Yes.
Yeah, he's real skinny, but he had skinny everything, really.
Yeah.
But he had big
He looked very sickly, actually, but they told him he was going to die. He cut back his usage of oil that he would buy from the supermarket, I think.
But what killed him, though? Do you know?
No, they don't know. No one said. I think it has to be. I would have to imagine it was like some kind of a.
Oh, that's the guy. Yeah, I seen him on
Yeah.
TikTok and shit. Yeah.
Staph infection.
Is that what
he
killed
died?
him, John?
I'm willing to bet that's what it is.
I don't know.
'cause
Ew, right in the nipple. Ugh.
Staph will fucking kill you, man.
Damn.
What a
He's the
waste
guy
of
who
life,
said-
man.
He was a laborer at a construction site. That's all.
Was he a Freemason?
No.
He had over 1 million followers on TikTok, but that's not saying very much because TikTok is from
TikTok, you gotta be
not very
crazy,
smart people on TikTok.
I wouldn't go on TikTok if you paid
My
me.
son is a TikToker, like he likes to watch TikTok.
Jesus Christ, look at the boobs.
Dude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go to
He's got
TikTok.
tits.
text him.
So he's dead.
He's dead.
He's
Yeah,
dead.
he died. Which is sad because we don't want to see
I
it.
think it's sad. I don't see
Wait,
why.
zoom into that nipple. What the fuck is wrong with his nipple? Go back.
John, he was just shooting right into the
Yeah, he
nipple.
would shoot it right
He
into his
made it
pecs.
to how old
Look at the
is he?
nipple, dude. What the fuck?
I think he's
55.
55 or
Like
56.
like a year younger than me, a year older than me. Crazy.
I'm surprised he made it that far.
Yeah.
You can't be right in your mind to be doing shit like that, man. That's
Stupid.
not normal, man.
Which, by the way, Greg, I think Nick made a video this week about it, and he was saying that you were lying about the fucking that you didn't put synthol.
Oh, here we go.
That's because he did synthol, that fucking guy.
Everybody
he can say what he wants about me. If I went after everybody today, dude, this whole article is about me, the most hated man.
But why is it so unbelievable that all you used is oil when in synthol all it is fucking oil?
People are fucking stupid.
Right.
That's why.
And people should know by now that Greg doesn't lie. He doesn't have to. That's his whole shtick.
I know he would admit it if it was.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
All you got to do is know how many milligrams of test are in a bottle of propionate, and you do the math. You got to shoot like 5 bottles in there if that's all you're going to do.
I was throwing a jug of equipoise, which is 50 cc's too. You know what I'm saying?
But
that was 50
Greg's synthol was his steroids that he used because he had so much of it and he got it so cheap that it didn't matter.
Understand something. Guys like that guy that you're talking about, John, I don't even know him. I have no idea who the fuck he is. But what I'm saying is that guy, I've seen him because I know that, you guys have had a few little risks with him. But, they're looking for attention. They get on these, internet things. It's just like all these guys fighting.
Well, Greg, you were doing the same thing back in the day, I'm sure, too.
Huh?
Right? You were probably doing the same thing. You wanted a lot of attention.
No. I'm saying they're looking for attention by talking about everybody else.
Well, that's how it is. It's trolling. I mean, look at what they try to do.
Why can't he come out and just talk about his own content or just talk about things? And he's never interviewed me. He's never talked to me, and I don't give a shit if he get in line. If you don't believe me,
because that doesn't get him views, Greg. I mean,
the question all these people should be asking, Greg, is during the process. In other words, you didn't blow that shit up overnight. Like one day you were little, and then the next day you went 27-inch arms. So it was over a long period of time, right?
Exactly.
The question to ask you then is, didn't you look at yourself and see what was happening, and at some point say, "What? This should be enough right here," until you morphed yourself into fucking?
No, you know what's funny? I didn't. That's the whole thing. If I knew, because I think it's disgusting. When I look at pictures of myself, I'm like, oh God, And what I'm saying is that, no, I didn't. You know when I knew it was fucked up?
Yeah, but Greg, you were a good bodybuilder before you did any of that shit.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
but John, it's probably dysmorphia.
So I can understand, like pumping your bicep up like an inch, okay, but 17 inches. I mean, like. Couldn't you, like, at some point have said this is
27 inches? What happened is sometimes like a riptide. You just start doing it, and before you know it, like I didn't want to put steroids in my ass because everybody, my friend had a shelf on his ass. You know what I mean? And you've seen people that get them big asses like this. I remember I was with Joe Pietaro. We worked for Muscular Development. And we all went out to dinner with Jay Cutler was walking in front of us. And I kept saying to Joe, look at the size of his ass. You know what I mean? It was like fucking big, and then nothing against Jay Cutler. I actually like Jay. But what I'm saying is injection site swell. That was my mind thinking, right? So I'm like, fuck that. I put it in the arm. Who doesn't want their arms? Like fucking, if you're going to get injection sites, you want something to swell. Who doesn't want their arms to swell? So that's my thinking. But what happened is after a while, I was taking so much shit, and I love the fact of the attention and getting bigger, and just, my body weight was climbing because I was taking so much steroids. I'm 5'6", I was 278. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you're walking around, and then before you know it, you're out in the middle of the ocean. It's like a riptide took you. And then one day, when I had the hematoma in the arm, right after my son hit me, I was actually standing in a deli in New York City, and they had this like fucking mirror that was like, here's mirrored, here was mirrored, here was mirrored. You know what I mean? And I was standing at the deli to order a sandwich, and I looked in the mirror, and I could see myself sideways. It was like, like a three-way mirror.
Like the dressing mirrors in the dressing.
Right, something like that, right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
And I looked and I go, oh God, what the fuck? And I could see his, like fucking look like this shit, just like hanging like this. That's when I went home and I drained it, and then I realized, dude, I can't keep doing this shit. So it was so bad. You know what I mean? It was.
But before it got so bad, like, I mean, once your arms grew like 3 inches, and they were like 23. Why did you keep going? I mean, because
John.
you lost. What I mean to say is, you had to have seen an image of, at one point, aesthetic. And then at one point,
You know what? I
But John, it's
over-
also
over
dysmorphia. Everybody, everyone has this bullshit. It's never big enough.
Right.
Yeah.
What happens is if you're 23, what if they're going to be 24? I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember one time going to Sound Factory when I first started going there, like way back in the early 90s, not early 90s, about 96 or so. I was walking and my arms were like 23 inches. And I remember somebody going to me, holy shit, bro, how big your arms? I said, I had it 23. And they're like, oh, Arnold at 22 and he was shorter than you. Back then, they weren't as retarded. You know what I mean? They were on their way. But the thing is, sometimes you don't realize like how big it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't realize how far you go. You're in a
You got any pictures of you like during, like maybe just
before
you got like nuts?
Oh yeah. I've put pictures of me when
on his way to his transformation.
Yeah, because at some point I know you probably looked really good.
Listen, John, people don't realize. Look, that goes for anything, man. People don't when you're in it, you don't realize it. Like even with me, with strength. When I was benching all that weight, to me in my fucking mind, it wasn't enough. I had to do more and more. But now that I look back at it, I was like, how the fuck did I even do any of that shit? You know what I mean? So when you're in it, you don't realize. It's like a bad relationship with your girlfriend. You beat each other. It gets progressively worse and worse, and you don't realize because you're in it. But your friends see it, but you don't.
You don't.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then if you're able to break away, hopefully you break out of that, whatever it is, and you look back and you say, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? It's a natural human emotion.
Bob Bonham used to tell me, bro, we'd be sitting in a diner, I'd be sitting like this. He goes, dude, I feel like I'm looking at a cartoon almost.
Yeah.
Like it looks like fucking, you look like a cartoon. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, it's
Look, Greg,
like,
how long?
Wait, John, hold on 1 second. 1 second. To clear this up, Dave can answer this. Okay, the pump and pulse. I don't know if you sell it anymore, but
yeah,
can you just say, isn't it oil and all it is fucking oil, the same shit that's in testosterone? Why is it so unbelievable
let me differentiate it a little bit. Chris Clark, who originally created the synthesized pump and pose, which he called synthol, was a formula that had oils in it, but it also had like protein carriers in it and had enzymes in it. So it had more than just a volumizing effect. It actually helped build muscle the longer you used it. Steve DeLuca came out with that painless pumps product, which I have a little bit left. But the sad part of the story is that Chris Clark is dead. He died recently. And so that stuff is gone. And Steve DeLuca died last year. We talked about that. So those two products were the only products that really had science in them in terms of like
and
other
Boston
stuff.
Lloyd had his version
But
too.
Boston Lloyd's, along with most of the other synthols or oils, site injection oils out there, are just oil. Hopefully they're sterile. I hope they're sterile, but they're just oil. So you're just volumizing. You're really not creating any kind of new muscle tissue there. And some of those oils that are on the market, are immunoreactive, meaning that they're not good to inject because the immune system recognizes them and then it attacks. And when the immune system goes after an oil, it creates scar tissue and a lot of
Oh, I'm loaded with that, Dave.
Yeah, so you got to use. That's why it's important to use the oil.
If I wanted to right now, I could sit here and I could fucking shoot myself with a synthol. If people think I did synthol. Right. Why don't I just keep doing it right now?
Because you wised up. You wised up. No, but the point I'm making is.
What?
You want to use a neutral oil.
When you did when you decided you're going to start site injecting, from how long from there till you got to your 27-inch arm biggest? How long did that take?
It took about 4 or 5 years.
Oh, really?
I remember when Bob Bonham called me up. Bob Bonham called me up. He said,
what started out, I actually started out taking my friend. I was still natural bodybuilder, right? And my friend Paulie from Florida used to give me bottles of B12, right? And he'd say, dude, this stuff's so good for your liver, So I would shoot the B12, and I actually shot it in my biceps at a very, like the time, because I figured, again, I don't want to shoot anything in my ass. So I've never shot my ass or any of that stuff. So I shot it in my biceps, right? And I was like, holy fuck. Like my biceps were getting like swollen just from a little bit of B12. That was just swollen. It'd be no different if you took a hammer and went thump like this. So, so when I did start taking start taking steroids, I was like, wow, you know what? fuck, if that B12 put that in there, and that's a water-based thing, and I swelled, why not just stick the fucking testosterone there? So I started doing that, and then you move it around to the tricep and the shoulder, blah, 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 you move it around like that. But I didn't want to stick it in my ass. I one time took sustenance, and my friend's like, try putting it in your leg. So
I did that
first
one
of all,
time.
just sticking it, I have such big, dense legs, and the muscle's heavy there. I can hear like a little crackling, like of the fibers like ripping.
Especially when you use the Ready-Ject syringe.
Well, you're ripping a hole in your leg.
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, I could not. I'm going to tell you something. I pray to God. That's the worst pain I ever felt in my life.
Well, you used the original dart you used, right?
Yeah. And I couldn't move, Jimmy. I could not fucking move. I couldn't walk. I remember going to a wedding, my cousin's wedding. I had to walk stiff-legged like this. You couldn't even go to the bathroom in the toilet. I had to stand up.
Yeah, you got a Charlie horse.
You know what I mean?
I did the same thing, Greg.
I did a shot of Sustanon in my quad one time. It was the biggest mistake.
That's what I'm talking about. Sustanon. It was Sustanon.
Woo,
Yeah,
that hurt so bad.
I didn't know any better when I first did it, John. When I first did Sustanon, my friend of mine gave it to me. I was living in L.A., and he gave me this, like I was telling you guys a couple of weeks ago, a little foil pack, with the glass.
Right.
Yeah,
And I had no idea.
And you used the needle it came with too.
Yes.
I did.
I pulled the foil apart.
Two momos. That's why they said stay in school.
What?
That's the advertisement for stay in school.
Wow.
I quit school in 7th grade.
I
So I just took the
know.
foil thing out, you know what I mean? And I just stuck it, right on the, and I saw
That's why
stars,
you.
man.
That's why you believe in
That's
flat
what I
Earth,
stuck
because you
in.
never were
That's
taught
like-
the real science of what was going on.
That's like a 12 gauge needle.
Science.
But
There's
you know
no
what?
science behind that, man.
Wait, but I just want to say something. Hey, Johnny Bravo, listen. Let me tell you, I let all those guys, I don't go on their thing and attack when they started attacking me. I don't even give a shit anymore. If they need to talk about me so they can get hits and content when I've never even met them, I don't even know who the fuck they are or whatever, that's fine. I don't hate the guy. I just don't care.
Greg,
You know
there's
what
an old saying, Greg. Richie Barrett, he told me this years ago, because when I was at the height of my career and all this, there was this power lifter in muscular development. I forget his name. He had my magazine when I made the cover that year, and he was tearing the magazine in
Fred
half.
Hatfield.
No, I don't think it was Fred Hatfield. I don't know if it was. Yeah, he was tearing them. He was tearing the magazine in
Dr.
half.
Squat.
They put it in the magazine. Anyway, I went to Richie Barrett's house, and I had the magazine with me. And this is going back years ago, of course. And I said, Richie, look at this fucking guy. He's tearing my magazine, and he's talking shit. He's telling me, he's calling me iron bullshit and all this other stuff, right?
Hold on. It was
So-
in
so-
Muscular Development, the magazine that you actually were on the cover of.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Why would Blackman was probably trying to stir up some kind of like a beef between you guys.
Controversy.
Well, I tell you,
about it.
I got to back that up. I'm not 100% sure it was a but he had the Muscular Development magazine.
Okay.
And he was, so I might have been an Iron Man or whatever. I don't know where it was, but so anyway, I went to Richie's house and I was like really upset. And I was showing him the magazine, and he was sitting there. He was like my guru, Richie, And he's sitting there, and he's smoking the weed joint. He passed it to me, and I'm smoking, and we're smoking. And he goes, Jimmy.
And suddenly
let me tell
nothing
you.
mattered.
No. Well, yeah, that's true. But then, because I had a big smile on my face after that, right? So then he says to me, Jimmy, he goes, you see this picture here that they're talking shit about? He goes, when they don't talk about you, that's when you have to worry.
That's what I said.
So-
Jimmy, you know what's funny?
and then
You know
I was
what
like,
tell
you know something, you're right, because I am something to talk about. That's why the guy's trashing me. You know
But
what I'm saying?
Jimmy,
But Greg,
my
you know what the
saying
thing
is-
that's fucked up? Wait, Greg, let me say this first. This is the thing that's crazy. You're known as a person who literally puts out all his private shit online. The craziest stories, most embarrassing things. You don't lie about any of that stuff. So why would you lie about fucking Synthol?
I don't. That's what people don't, but they can say what they want. I understand because I look retarded. I get it, okay? But the thing is, like Jimmy just said, there's no such thing as bad publicity unless it's your obituary. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if this guy needs to talk about me and get all of the fanboys over there, like, yeah, fuck that Synthol. I get guys that write shit. I get it on here on RX. They'll say shit like you're a bag of oil, whatever. I'll be like, yeah, you're right. Dave should get rid of me. I'm a disgrace. Fire Valentino. Get rid of Valentino. I write shit like that. I'm sure you guys have seen those comments. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? And you know what's funny? That shit's like fucking 20 years ago. I haven't looked like that in
I know.
62 years old. I'm 62. The last thing I want to do is get my body weight up and get super jacked. All these guys that are super jacked now. The Nick Walkers and the Big Rammies and all those guys. No offense to them, but one day they're going to go back to being Pee Wee Herman the way they were a long time ago. It happens to all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Lex Luger from like WWE and all these people. Like,
Well, what happened to him?
Well, the only other option is you drop dead. If you die big, then you're not going to go back.
For you guys who have never seen Dave in person, John, you know, because you were there, Jimmy, you know, but Dave Palumbo in person was a fucking mass monster. The guy had no body fat at 315, okay? And he'll tell you, you know what? If he was 315 today, he might not be a father. He might not be with us. He might be dead.
I'd be dead.
He's smart enough to know when to call it quits. There's a time and a place where
Greg,
you no longer want
Greg, let me jump on what you're saying. So everybody's going to age. You can't get away from it, right?
Right.
So why get upset about shit? You just should let shit go because, you know, we're not going to be here forever. And everybody thinks they're going to be here forever. Yesterday, I was parked at the beach, quick story, and I'm sitting there with my Jeep, and I was kind of parked right up against the sand, you know, and I was just watching the water. I'm sitting there by myself, contemplating about my life, right? And there was this older gentleman sitting in a chair, kind of at the edge of the sand with the pavement. You know, he was smoking a cigar and he was like doing paperwork and he had like really nice glasses on. You could tell he probably had money. He looked like he was a very handsome guy. And he was just sitting there. All of a sudden, this older woman and older gentleman, this guy looked like fucking a vulture. His back was all curled over. He had a fucking wig on. He was walking like that. And his wife walked past the guy and she took her sweatshirt and she held her nose, walked past him. And then the other guy came by and he was yelling because the no smoking sign was right there, and he was sitting in the chair, right? So he was bitching, and he walked away, right? And I said to myself, look at this guy. He's like a fucking hour away from death, and he's worried about this guy smoking a cigar on the beach. I mean, like, just live and let live, man. What the fuck is the difference, right? So make it gets even better. So I watched the guy get in his car, and then he circles around a parking lot, and he passes by us again, and he rolls the window down. He said something else to the guy, and he kept going, right? Now he goes up to the fucking main office. I see him get out of the car. He was going to rat the guy out. So I pull up my Jeep a little bit, and I looked at the guy and said, yo, bro, I said, this guy just went to the office. He's ratting you out for your cigar, man. He goes, I don't understand it. He goes, that's why I'm at the edge of the beach. I'm not down by the water. I have respect for people. I'm just sitting here doing some paperwork, blah, blah, blah. I said, this guy's fucked up. So now I'm pulling away, bro. Within 10 minutes, the fucking Lloyd Harbor Police Department come flying into the fucking parking lot, bro. They were coming after the guy with the fucking cigar. Wow. I was pulling out of the bar. I was like, what's this world coming to? This poor guy's smoking a cigar, and here's the Lloyd Harbor Police coming after him.
Dude, he should have robbed the store. He should have went in and fucking robbed the store. He would have been. The cops wouldn't have done a fucking thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it was just pathetic. Like this little old man. He was so hunched over. He had a black wig on. He looked horrible. You know what I mean? And he was bitching about the cigar. Do you really care about the cigar, motherfucker?
Yeah,
you got
really.
about a week to live, you cocksucker. And you're worried about this fucking guy smoking a cigar at the edge of the beach over here. It just disgusted me, man. It really did.
But you know what I don't understand is why do people give a fuck about what other people look
This
like?
is my point, Greg. Why do people got to stick their fucking nose where it? What the fuck is the difference? You passed the guy smoking a cigar. It was literally 4 seconds. You passed him. You leaving the beach. You were fucking leaving with your fucking hand wife, and you got in your car. Did it really make a difference that the guy was smoking a cigar? That you had to circle around a parking lot, then go to the office, and then call the fucking cops on the guy too? I mean, Jesus Christ.
But I mean, like, even like that Synthol guy, right? That died. The guy, you know, give him more respect. The guy died. So what? He lived his life the way he wanted. If you don't like the way he looked, who gives a shit? He didn't care.
Yeah.
It's like some chick that gets giant implants that are 2 giant basketballs. A lot of guys like big tits, but that's too much. Let me tell you something. Synthol or no Synthol, you see these guys, the big guys in the sport, the big Rammies, the Nick Walker. You know how many people think that that's disgusting? You know, I know that us bodybuilders, we look at that, we're like, oh my God, he's fucking huge. But go around and ask some of your family members, your next door neighbors, okay? Show a picture of like Mike O'Hearn and then show somebody like a, you know, like a big Rammy or big. They would say, oh, that's disgusting, but that looks good. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's all, and who cares what they think? What I'm saying to you is, if somebody wants to put that shit all over themselves, I don't care. I feel bad for that guy that died. You know, somebody gave a shit about him. He had a family, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? And he deserved to live just like everybody else on this planet. I don't give all these people that fucking tattoo their face, split their tongue, and now they're like a lizard and they got fucking horns. I mean, if that's
Oh my God.
No, but what I'm saying is, if that's what they want to look like, if that makes
So
them
be it.
happy, who cares?
So be it.
Right?
So be it.
Who cares? So if I wanted to shoot fucking all the fucking steroids, I was a steroid fanatic, bro. I had so much shit. I was a drug dealer. So I had so much shit. Why waste the bottle? Why leave any in there? I was thinking the way Boston Lloyd thought way before Boston Lloyd knew what weightlifting was. So I'd be shooting that shit fucking a whole bottle. Why not? You know what I mean? Why leave any in the bottle? So, okay, I went crazy with it. I know I don't look like it anymore. I could still look like that now. You know what I mean? But I don't. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to kill myself. And it's the same reason why Dave is not 315 anymore. I'm sure if Dave Palumbo wanted, and even Jimmy, if Jimmy wanted,
Greg, it's not even healthy. The older you get, it's like, you know, we're like ships. When you're a brand new ship and you're out on the ocean, you got all kinds of cargo, right? But as the ship gets older, you got to start throwing cargo on the fucking ship. You know what I mean? Because you want to stay afloat, right? So I mean, the older you get, like all of us,
in a flat world, of
course it's flat. You know, the cargo ship ain't going over the edge. Bro. So in a health sense, as we get older, you know, we tone it down. We are more conscious of, you know, how we look. We eat better, you know, because we're getting older.
Right.
And that's, you know, we're not like
all
when
you
we were
gotta
younger.
do is look
you know?
at the old people, the oldest people, upper 80s, 90s. They weigh 135 pounds. None of them. None of them are 300.
Yeah.
No,
100%.
because that you got to be, when you get older, John, you want to stay a little bit on the thin side.
The studies are
Look at the Chinese people.
Overwhelming.
I'm not talking about Chinese, but you go to China or Japan, you see these. When I went to Japan, I saw 85-year-old women rocking on a bike with groceries in the basket, man. They were just. Yeah, and they were skinny, and they were like, she was just bold. I says, wow, I would never see that in America. Most 85-year-olds are crippled or they're on the way to a nursing home, or they're on a ton of medicine. This broad was on a bicycle pedaling with groceries, you know, and 80 years old, because they're thin, they eat different, and you know, as they get older, they don't carry all that weight. It's not healthy.
You know what's funny? We are in a sport, bodybuilding, that's the most critical motherfuckers on the planet. First of all, we're critical of ourselves. Shit, dude, I need more lat. I need more of this. I need more of that. But we're also critical of everybody else. And everybody in sport talks shit. And they'll point fingers out. He looks disgusting. Look at that guy. That guy's got synthol delts. Look at it, you know, the competitor. Or he puts synthol on scabs. Meanwhile, you yourself, you know who points the finger most of the time? The same guy. He who smelt it, dealt it. You know what I mean? He who denied it, supplied it. And that's what it is. You know? I mean, people like a fucking, you know, they're so quick.
That's because we're in the body business, Greg. You know what I mean? Like all our lives. Like since I'm a kid, I always lifted and, you know, flexed in the mirror and, you know, that's so, you know, we're in the, like, you know, it's not like we're in the clothing business or the auto sales business. You know, we're in the physique business, you know.
And the very nature of it is to be critical. The whole point.
Absolutely.
We're in the most
That's my point. That's my point.
We're in the most critical. That's what I'm saying. We're in the most critical sport. No matter what happens.
The nature of the sport is being criticized.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree.
I'm telling. I'm the one saying that. I mean, how many times have you seen a picture? Here's Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, and then they'll put like a picture of Ronnie Coleman in his prime next to Arnold. Who's better? You know what I mean? Like, how many times do we see that shit? You know,
that's two different fucking eras. Yeah, it's two different fucking eras.
But you can't. Right.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
But the thing is, everybody
two different errors.
The worst thing is, you know what the other thing is too that I hate, and I'm sure all you guys hate this shit, is when somebody comes at you, you know, online, and their name is like Venom123 or something like that. You know who I am. I'm Greg Valentino. So come at me with your real name. Just say, I want to know who I'm talking to sometimes.
That ain't going to happen, Greg.
I know that, but I'm saying if you're Joe Mott, that's because they're ballless, though.
People hide. Look, you come from, like John just said, we come from a different era, man.
Yes.
You know, we didn't hide behind computers when we were younger and the phone.
There were no computers, Jimmy.
We were who we were, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Hey, Jimmy, ask.
There was the ColecoVision, as you were mentioning earlier.
All these guys that are doing these tough guy videos, this guy's going to fight this guy, that guy wants to fight that guy. I don't even know who they are, but I'm just saying, all the guys, no true tough guy. Would Richie Barrett get on would he get on the internet and say, I'm coming for you, I'm going to kick you? No, you know what? The guys I know that are fucking tough,
No.
would be waiting in your fucking bushes. You'd never fucking know. There's guys who can't fight with their hands. But you know what? When I was locked up, the baddest dude in there was this little Spanish kid, and he fucking stuck a plastic fork in another guy's eyeball. Who would have kicked his ass from the Because there's a big difference.
Listen, Greg, that's just like mob guys. You know, when you like just the real mob guys years ago. They would never say anything
Never.
like,
You never know.
Yeah, you'd see an old man in Little Italy and Mulberry Street eating a little bowl of pasta. You think he's a little fucking 80-year-old man. You wouldn't know he was the fucking mob boss. Yeah, because they don't say it. They don't open their fucking mouths, man.
One day, that's right. You'd never make it home. You know what happens? You get out of your car, you get stopped at the mall.
They won't even threaten you, bro. If you said something to them or did something fucked up to them, they wouldn't even say anything. Well, so
never
the
a
next
word.
week you'd be gone. That'd be it. They don't threaten people. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Sammy the Bull had guys eat at his house, and by the time they got outside with a full belly, they never made it to the car, and the street is his brother-in-law. What I'm saying is that all this shit, there's not, first of all, tough guy, it's all, hey, this is one thing, okay? A lot of guys can fight, but crazy, Jimmy, you must know guys that when you get a guy that's like literally crazy, he doesn't want to beat your ass. He will kill you. He'll stick a fucking fork in your eye. He'll fucking eat your body. He'll do shit like the sickest shit.
It's like fighting a squirrel.
It's like the character that Joe Pesci played in Goodfellas.
Like what do you call those things? The fucking
spider monkey.
Tell you the truth, I liked our era better, man. I'll be honest with you. I missed the era we grew up.
You know
in.
why? Because no one fucked with each other because they knew there's real ramifications.
There were repercussions.
Nowadays, people fuck with each other because they know no one could do.
They call the cops. They're all
the
punks, as Charlie Arms would say.
Wait,
punks.
let me ask you a question, right? If you guys, when we were younger, Dave, you know. Jimmy, you were saying you used to look at the magazines. John, I know you did too. Rich and Johnny.
Yeah, I grew up
you
looking
guys
at
look
the
magazines. When you used to see those old pictures, right? And then you see the guys today who are way more developed. I still, if I look through an old like Strength and Health or some fucking magazine, I still get that feeling like I did when I was a kid. I don't.
Well, that's called nostalgia. That's called nostalgia, though, Greg, because that's who the people you idolized when you were growing up. That's nostalgic. It's like listening. It's like watching a movie and hearing '80s music, you know, or '70s music, depending on what era you're from. You kind of go back to that era, you know, and
that's back then. '80s music, '70s music, guys. You had to play an instrument to be in a band. Today, nobody's here is a real musician.
No.
They don't even fucking sing. It's all auto-tune.
It's all
Yeah. Sounds all the same. You know, years ago, not for nothing, I don't want to sound like an old man, but you know, Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin, ZZ Top.
Yeah.
You knew who the bands were when you heard them on
now
the radio.
it's all the same bullshit with the
yeah,
auto.
it's like now I hear like bands or female singers. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Mariah Carey? I mean, they all sound like Mariah Carey. I can't even tell the difference anymore. Who's singing what?
Jimmy, can you name a current rock band? A current band, right?
There isn't any. They're all done.
One current band, a rock band that plays rock.
Not really.
Rock's done. It's done.
It's the same. They're the same bands. Aerosmith is still playing. They're touring.
Yeah, but they're still playing the same, like, you know.
Motley Crue. Yeah, exactly. They're still out there.
Singing like the same song.
No, you mean like?
All right, I gotta wrap this up. I gotta do
I'm
other
talking about a
interviews.
current band.
Yeah.
You can't. They don't exist.
Zero.
That's your homework assignment. Find us a current rock band that currently is new and is playing nowadays. All right.
What is Dave saying? He's got to go.
I got to wrap up the show, but you've been going for over an hour. What I'm going to say is,
you're lucky we ain't drinking beer. You never get out of here.
By the way, I'm eating one of George's new cookies. It's an invisible cookie and it comes in an invisible box. They're amazing.
Oh, I got mine too. Look, Greg, I got mine too.
John,
George. What happened to George?
Yeah.
I've been waiting for my cookies since June 8th.
You're sitting right there.
Greg, he must have sent us the same day because I got them too.
All right, guys, I love you all. I want to send our condolences out to Jerry Ward's family, obviously, and I also want to send our condolences out to Vladimir Zagato, the Synthol guy. We don't want to see anyone die, that's for sure. I'm Dave Palumbo with the entire Whack Pack. We'll see you next week.
Rest in peace. All right, guys.
See you later, man.
I'm going to eat some prosciutto. I'm going to have some prosciutto now. I could finally get it here in fucking New Jersey.
Johnny.
Where I'm having.
John, we got to get together.